Hello, everyone. Can you actually let me put on my headphones here because I like to use these headphones. I like to use my headphones. All righty. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Lizzie B. Thank you so much for being here. Lizzie B, Lizzie B. Thank you, Lizzie B, for all of your help. You're amazing. Hello, Texas Lassie ET. Welcome, Linda. Jerry Liano, Julie Schlapp, Alice Wilkerson, Christine Gilbert, Lorna Bouvet, Beauvoir, maybe I think. Lorna, Alice, Jan Williams, Lori Collins, Leah Robinson. Welcome, Leah Schlapp again. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all so very, very much. And I am happy to have you here. So, and I'm sure at any moment, Mr. Otis is going to come up and join the festivities as he usually does when I'm here. But we are going to be talking about a few things today. Actually, let me first make sure you can all hear me. So just let me know in the chat. Hi, Carmen. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Carmen, for asking. Thank you. I appreciate you asking. Thank you. Because not many people have asked how I'm doing. No, but I really appreciate you asking, Carmen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just had, like it just came in my head what. But anyway, now a couple things. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoy my channel. And Carmen's from Boston. I have a dear friend in Boston. And yeah, Lori, we're going to talk about that here in a second, about Harry moving back. But I had a dear friend of mine in Boston that I have lost touch with. And I hope I hear from him soon. I miss him dearly. So thank you so much for being here. And yes, Mr. Otis is going to be here soon, Snowdrop. We'll be seeing him here shortly. Yes, he must say hello. Otis must. He must. Hopefully, you all are following me on the Facebook. Uh, and Jan is asking if Otis is more clingy since my trip. Actually, I think he is. It's interesting you say that. I thought about doing a video of him following me around the house because it's just comical. It's comical. Everywhere I go, that dog is following me. And like yesterday, he was just lying up on me yesterday. And then my daughter had to do a double take. She was like, because she gets jealous because she wants Otis to love her as much as he loves me. But she doesn't understand that Otis is with me all day and she's gone. She's at school. So he doesn't become that attached to her as he does me because, like, I'm the one that feeds him. I take him out. I'm here all day with him. So it's just like the natural laws of progression for him to be so attached to me. And I'm the one who least did not want the dog. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with Otis. And like the tables have turned. I love the dog to death and he loves me. And it's just, what can I say, folks? What can I say? It's just really been a bait and switch. If I ain't never seen a bait and switch, it's like, what in the world happened? I got bamboozled. I was like, I want nothing to do with that dog. Go. Now it's like I can't stand him being around. It's almost like it's like the natural thing for me now. There. So, and I'm used to it now. Okay. So remember, if you're here, hit the like button, hit the like button. And remember to follow me on Facebook. My new member video is coming out tomorrow. It was slightly delayed because I had some hiccups with some of the editing. So that will be out tomorrow for sure. And follow me here and like, and thank you so much for being here. Now, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. Um, there's a lot that's going on in the news around, we know Andrew and Fergie. I'm just talk briefly about that, but mainly talk about the video that I posted on my X account, although I can't show that video on my live because I will get a copyright strike. And I want to thank Paula M for sharing that video with me. And we got a copy of Meghan and Harry actually on the stage at the 1805 Live fundraiser, Kevin Costner's. The link is in the description. And Lizzie B, if you could also show that. Let me see if actually maybe I can make a comment for it or a banner for it. Let's see here, Lizzie. Let me see. I might be able to make a banner for it. Yes, I made a banner. Okay, here it is. And you'll have to go here to see it. This is, or just go to my X account. Okay, and you'll see the video. I'm gonna talk about that video and Jessica Mulroney, why I don't believe that she's not going to reveal any secrets about Meghan or disclose or talk about Meghan in her book. It's coming out that she's saying this. I'm like, yeah, right, okay. And then if we have time, I'm definitely going to talk about these four friends, ex BFFs of Meghan, that apparently are going to be coming out with a documentary about Meghan. And then talking about, yeah, Splitsville, it looks like there's this psychologist that is warning that if Meghan had the suicidal thoughts that she claimed during the Oprah interview, that that will contradict what Harry is trying to do about going back. So to your point, Jan, your question, yes, we are going to talk about Harry wanting to go back into the royal family because the signs are there. Clearly, he's trying to move back. And that would mean that Meghan would be pushed to a very dark place, considering that's where her trauma has been born there. So perhaps that will be why she doesn't want to go there. So we're going to talk about uh, all these different things just because there's just always so much going on. But before I get into all of that, so let's just go back and really quickly, I wanted to mention about Fergie. I'm going to actually do a video on it, but we all have heard the stories about Fergie. Uh, the most recent things that came out in these emails about her and Jeffrey Epstein and how she was apologizing for being his friend. And then it came out that she, had to say that because, Jeffrey was, someone that she admired. And she just kind of said she had to say that, but thank Jeffrey for, the friendship and everything. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have all heard about the story. Well, it just really comes down to this, I think, with Fergie. Fergie is just a grifter. She's been a grifter ever since the very beginning. She's gotten in so many different scandals, and she just is somebody who is trying to trade off her title to make a living. And she essentially is what Meghan's future looks like. What you see with Fergie, that is who Meghan is becoming, who she has become. She has become the Fergie of the royal family. Okay? I mean, that's just the reality. And soon there will be a divorce and she'll be scratching and scrounging and, trying to make her way through with her access to her past royal life. And I think Fergie is she's just at this point pathetic. There's all these charities now that have left, have kicked her out as their patron, and they don't want nothing to do with her, although they would have known these things about Fergie before. But now these emails suddenly get released, which I can't confirm, but I heard that these emails were released by a senior royal family member. Yeah. Prince William. Did he release these emails? Who released them? There are rumors that he did, but I don't know for sure. But at the same time, somebody did. But the emails have been there. They didn't just appear. like as new emails. They were there before. So what? We just see that Fergie is just a woman that is scrounging, trying to find her way to make a living. She borrowed money from this scuzz bucket and got busted because it wasn't 15,000, it was more like 2 million. And now her job that she had created for herself as a children's book author is now being threatened because uh people are going to see her now as a sympathizer. Hi, a sympathizer of Jeffrey Epstein, and now they're going to not want to have her associated with these book publishers that have been publishing her books. The one way she's been able to make a living. So at this point, like, what are your options if you're Fergie? What are your options? Your options are just take the little bit of money you have, go live a very quiet, humble life, and shut your mouth. Like, just disappear. That's the best thing for you. And Andrew, he is just never going to recover from what has happened to him. So just you and your ex-wife just go disappear. What is so difficult about that? You just look like big users, morons, people that are opportunists, and nobody wants to deal with you. Your lives have become just ratchet, like just ratchet. So just get going and gone is what I say. Just get going and be gone with you. Okay. So now, uh let's see here. What else? Okay, so I'm going to go back into a couple articles, things that are making the news. And let me see here. Go here. Righty. And talk about really quickly the video of them on my my ex account. So I'm gonna pause the video, but I'm not gonna play it because I will get a copyright strike. But if you want, you can check out this. Um, Let me see here. This link right here. Go here to my X account, and I'm gonna play or just show the video. Share my screen. Okay, this video right here, I'm not going to play it, but watch the video because you will see Meghan comes on the stage, and they had announced Harry and Meghan, okay? They announced both of them. And Harry apparently was supposed to give a speech. Well, Meghan comes on the stage and she looks as if she wants to grab the mic. But because I think Harry just kind of dissed her, and I really do feel like because of what he said, he goes, "Oh, hi, hi, hi." He's not acknowledging her by her name. And here's my lovely wife, Meghan, and here's Meghan. Everyone say hi to Meghan. He wasn't trying to play into her when she came up to him on the stage. He was really shocked by seeing her there. And it's just kind of like, hi, hi, hi. And then he didn't keep embracing her. He let go of the embrace and started talking. And there's so much wrong with that. So put make a yes. I don't know. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Um, yes. Okay. Yes, you see it. Make a or type a yes in the comments if you have seen the video that I'm talking about. Just type a yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. It looks like you all have seen the video. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So, um this some of you were asking, should she have stayed? I think she should have stayed if she felt like she should have been there had they told her, because they did announce both of their names, right? They announced both of their names. But Harry was the one doing all the talking. Great. A lot of you have seen it. Okay, good. Okay, Paula showed it on her channel. She showed the full video. Oh, wow. Okay. I was told that I might get a copyright strike if I show it. Hmm. Well, just to be safe, you guys just go to my X. There's where it's at. Go to my X account. And while you're there, follow me on X. Okay. And just watch the video. But my personal opinion is I think if it were planned that she go there on the stage, then she should have stayed. She should have just stood there in the background with her husband and just like didn't expect to talk, just stood there and let him talk. But it was very awkward for her to walk off. It was very awkward. You could even hear the applause did not become louder when she came out. It just seemed like they should have come out together. So you have to question why it happened the way it happened. Because I think it wasn't planned that they would even come out together for that matter. I think they were just reading from the list of guests that were there. Harry was up to speak and then he spoke. But Meghan, she should have, I think, either stayed there while he spoke and just was in the background to accompany her husband. But I think she was upset. I think she was upset that he did not hand the mic to her because it did look like he or she wanted to grab the mic, and she was probably like not feeling it because he started doing the talking. He didn't really greet her when she came to stand next to him. He was like, "Oh, hi, hi, hi." Like, "Hi." Like say something. Introduce me. I'm your wife. Make some acknowledgement of me. And I think she wasn't happy about it, so she walked off. So, there are these little subtle things that you can see in this relationship that don't pass the smell test, okay? And no matter how much they want to show us that they're, you know, happy, they're holding hands, whatever they're doing, Megan's smiling as always, like got that geeked out smile on her face. That's what they have to do. They have to do that to make it look like all is well. But it is when these little hiccups happen that show they're not on equal ground, that they couldn't even coordinate coming out on the stage together. Uh, Meghan couldn't even stay there to stand next to Harry or in the background while he spoke, considering she was just introduced. Those are things that if you are having a good relationship, you are getting along and you are aligned in purpose still, these things aren't happening. You're not having these awkward moments. But I think because they're trying to play to the cameras, they're trying to play to the moment of we are going to portray a couple who is still getting along and moving forward in our purpose. Because they're playing the role, that's why it doesn't look like they're still together when things like this happen, because it makes no sense that you would just walk off like that. That's rude. It's rude. It shows that you can't even be there on the stage to support Harry. You clearly wanted to grab the microphone and you didn't get what you wanted. Therefore, you walked off the stage. And it just did not play right. It did not play right. Okay. So that right there is a moment that definitely shows us what is happening behind the scenes, right? That is what it shows us. Okay. So we see it, we expect it because that is what's going to happen when you look at the stories that are coming out about Harry wanting to go back. And we're going to get into this in my next story, but that is what you expect to happen. Because Meghan's not happy about going back. You think Meghan wants to go back to the United Kingdom? And Harry is all he's doing is talking. And then we have the story about Harry registering his child into Eton. And then there's the story that no, he didn't register his child in Eton. Like, why is that happening? If you are aligned in purpose, watch my video on that if you haven't seen it, because I think that is the story. The story wasn't whether or not he registered his son or not in Eton. The story is a story came out that said he did, and then the story that came out and said he didn't. That's the story. That is yet again similar to what happened with Meghan walking on the stage and walking off. How is it that this story could come out saying that Harry has registered his son in Eton, and then later in the day, the same story comes out and contradicts what was brought out in the news earlier in the day and said, no, Harry did not register his son in Eton? That is a contradiction. Why? That is the story. Why did that happen? I think because maybe somebody from Meghan's camp, or maybe Meghan herself, called in and said that Harry did not register his son, her son, in Eton College, and not register in a way that he was going to attend soon, because we know that's a school for kids who are older. That Archie is too young to attend that school, but these are things I'm assuming is a process. It takes time. You have to put yourself on a list to say you have the interest of sending your son here. And then, it takes years. I don't know. But the fact is, that is what the story was. I read the story. Okay. So watch that video. Thank you, Lizzie B, for putting that video up. That is the story right there. It's a breaking point in the marriage. The fact that story happened. And I'm surprised that no writer, no royal writer is writing about that. Lord, I need to do my hair, y'all. I am so sorry. I'm looking like a crazy person with my hair sticking up like that. I gotta get my hair washed. Okay. Okay. So yes, I heard things about that school, and look, Harry's talked about it. His friend talked about it. Although Harry probably sees that it was a bad experience for him going to Eton, he may at the same time want something that's very secure. He may want something that is a UK education. He could still want his son to go there for a number of different reasons. I mean, it is for elite kids and high security, top-notch education. Uh, Harry may have had his experiences, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't want his son to go there, because that's what the stories have been. I mean, why would that come out? Not just one or two publications, like all the publications were reporting on that, talking about Harry wanting to send his son to a UK school, to Eton. So, but we'll see. Look, all these things get revealed later. At some point, it will come out later. Okay. So watch that video uh, to really understand that story about what happened with Eden, because it's really revealing, I think. Okay. All right. Now let's go into. I'm going to go into this other story. And let me just pull that one up. Give me 1 second here. Jessica. Okay. Now, when you look at Meghan's friend Jessica, and I'm just going to read the story that is mentioning about how she's planning this book. And I'm going to tell you why I think I'm not sure she's being on the up and up about her wanting to write this book, for a few reasons. Okay. So Meghan's former confidant returned to the public scene to raise questions, or is raising questions that unsettle the Duchess's inner circle. Now, once again, making headlines on the international covers, although it's not due to new personal project or public appearance. This time, the reason is a person from her past who is making a strong comeback in media landscapes. Her return threatens to disrupt the present of the Duchess and to reopen old wounds. Jessica Mulroney, a well-known Canadian stylist and Meghan's confidant for years, has returned to the media spotlight. Her name is resurfacing strongly and raising questions about what she might actually reveal about the Duchess of Sussex. For Meghan, her former friend's move is a cause for concern. Now, a friendship that marked a stage in Meghan's life. So, Meghan and Jessica, they met in Toronto in 2011 when the actress Meghan was filming the series Suits. They soon discovered shared interests and became inseparable. Trips, confidences, and professional projects brought them together both in and out of the spotlight. Jessica became her image consultant and even collaborated on the blog The Tig. She even played a significant role in organizing the royal wedding. For many, she was the best friend who accompanied Meghan every step of the way. Now, the bond, however, broke, we know, in 2020 after a scandal that hit Mulroney. A public confrontation with influencer Sasha Exeter revealed an unexpected tensions. By mentioning Meghan in her apologies, their relationship ended abruptly. Okay, so the final estrangement. So the Duchess of Sussex felt embarrassed to see her name involved in controversy that didn't belong to her. According to sources close to her, she considered it unacceptable to be used as a shield. Since then, Meghan is said to have decided to cut all ties with Jessica. Now, the estrangement was surprisingly because Mulroney considered the Duchess part of her family. They traveled together, they shared celebrations and personal projects. Today, for the stylist, the memory has turned into a dark cloud. While Meghan tries to strengthen her life in Montecito with Harry and their children, the wound remains open. The two women never reconciled despite attempts by third parties. Every public appearance by Jessica rekindles interest in what happened. Now, this is the book that could change everything. According to British and Canadian media, Jessica Mulroney is reportedly in talks with several publishers. The goal would be to publish her memoir, where she could recount details of her friendship with Meghan. The possibility of such a revelation puts the Duchess on alert, as she could see part of her private life exposed. Experts say that Jessica's story is one everyone wants to get. There's even talk of multi-million euro contracts for telling her version. The media interest lies in the tension between loyalty and betrayal in the royal environment. However, the stylist has hinted that not everything will be told. In past interviews, she has stated that she will always keep certain pages secret. The question is whether she is now willing to open that chapter or will keep her loyalty. So, friends, here is my take on all of this around Jessica and this book. She's going to reveal some things. She has to, because there's that is the only reason why any publisher is going to want to offer her a multi-million dollar deal, is because of what she knows from the friendship. If Jessica wants to just show up and just write about how she met Meghan, we fell out, I moved on, and then talk about her divorce because apparently she's getting a divorce from her husband. Okay, you can talk about that and just say basic things about your relationship with Meghan, but you're not going to be offered a multi-million dollar deal to not tell anything of interest. Okay? And I'll give you an example. Harry in his book Spare. Harry could have easily written a book about his life and not mentioned anything about his family. But the fact that the publishers knew he was going to reveal certain things that no one else knew about his famous royal family, that's when the money went higher up. That's when the deal of earning multi-million dollars came into play, when you were going to publish information that was going to be very revealing and of high value. So basically, we know Harry has sold secrets, sold things about his family for money. That's just the blatant fact because he needed money. He could have easily written spare and said nothing controversial, but he would not have gotten nearly as much money had he not said anything of value. Okay. So that's how we know. Depending on what she is going to reveal, is going to dictate how much money she is going to get. Now, Jessica, go ahead, write your book, girl. Write your book. And you can say nothing revealing about Meghan, but guess what? Nobody's going to buy that book. The only reason why you are of interest to anybody is because of the things you know in secret about Meghan Markle. So why even come out and say you're writing a book? Why talk about it? You bring no real value outside of your relationship with Meghan. That's just the cold hard facts. I don't mean to be mean and say that, but that's the reason why people will buy the book. Now, you put some things in there about Meghan and you talk about some things that happened when you were at the royal wedding. You talk about some things around perhaps the birth of Meghan's children. And girlfriend, you got a payday coming to you like no other. You got a big payday coming to you. So depending on how much money she gets for this deal is going to dictate what is going to be or what is not going to be in any future book that she writes. Now, I'm sure she does have a fan base of people. She has done some things, but her value and her worth comes really because of the things that she has found out or known about Meghan. Now, here's the thing that I think how she could look at that. You know, she was really hurt by what Meghan did to her. She was betrayed by Meghan. Meghan really did something that was below the belt. Because if you really have a friend, if you have somebody who is portraying themselves as a close confidant, and then when you go through a hiccup and you really need that close friend, and Meghan doesn't stay your friend, she kind of throws you away like a piece of dirt. Well, she was never really your friend to begin with. So, girl, take your secrets and write about your truth. Lord knows Meghan has written about her truth with the royal family or told it to Oprah. Meghan did the same thing to the royal family. She got behind closed doors and she revealed things that should have stayed behind closed doors. Why? Because she was never really in that marriage, in that family in an authentic way. So she felt justified to write what she or to say what she said in Oprah because she was really never really truly uh, or intended to marry into that family for the value of holding secrets is what they thought it would have been the royal family. She wasn't truly their family member. So that's why she went and did what she did. And so Jessica, Meghan was never truly, really your friend because she left you at a very pivotal time that you needed her. So loyalty to somebody who was never really, truly your friend means tell your truth, how you felt when she did what she did. Reveal the secrets as how you saw it. Because I'm sure you got your feelings about things that we don't know. And you can get a payday from it, girlfriend, and be justified because I think Meghan betrayed you. So tell your truth in an honest way and make your truth heard because that's the only reason why people will want to hear about anything you're going to write about. She has destroyed your whole being in terms of your value. She has left you at a very pivotal time. You are stained by her leaving you when you needed a woman of color to vouch for you that you're not racist. And she left you. She abandoned you. She did not hold true to the friendship that you thought you had with her. It shouldn't stop you from telling your truth. And you don't have to do it in a sleazy way. You don't have to do it in a gossipy way. You could just tell your truth, your experiences, how you felt. Okay. So here's the thing, if Jessica doesn't do it, there are others who are talking about doing it. Got something in my eye. All right. So let's look at the other story that has come out because this is pretty interesting. Meghan's ex friends are plotting against her. And I think I wouldn't even say it as a plot. I think that's very deceptive wording. I think that is malicious kind of way they're plotting, they're like planning. I think, when you have friendships with people, your truth and your experiences are just your experiences. So there are some people that were the friends of Meghan's that are going to come out and tell their stories about their friendship with Meghan. That's just, I mean, hey, what's wrong with that? I think there's nothing wrong with that because that's your life experience. That's what you've lived. Why not be able to share what your experiences have been? Okay, so here is the story that is being talked about now. This one right here. Meghan Markle's ex-friends plotting damaging documentary against her, claims a source. And I think I might do a deeper dive on this in one of my videos this coming weekend, only because I want to. There's a lot here. So Meghan Markle might reportedly land in controversy because of her ex-friends, according to a source. Some of her closest pals, who later became estranged, have seemingly teamed up for a documentary. This kind of plot would be damaging for the Duchess of Sussex's image. The news came after reports of her former best friend, Jessica Mulroney, writing a memoir about her and Markle's relationship. These friends might reveal her dirty laundry in public through a group takedown. This is what a source at Radar Online is saying, that her once closest companions have been eagerly waiting to tell their side of the story. Reportedly, they are the ones who felt betrayed and were disappointed in the Duchess. The inner the insider revealed that the bunch has seemingly planned to gather together for a movie or documentary. A group project would be powerful and very damaging for Meghan. The mood is that enough is enough, they added. According to the outlet, the former friends include TV personality Stacey Schroeder, and maiden Chelsea star Millie McIntosh. And I would love to interview Millie McIntosh. I would love to talk to her. I remember reading what Millie spoke about and what Meghan did to her. Just completely wrong. However, the major attention was caught by Markle's ex-BFF, Jessica Mulroney. She was known to be the 44 year old keeper of secrets. Even her children played prominent roles during the wedding of Markle and Prince Harry. Now, Mulroney and Mulroney's career took a hit after she, which I just went over, had this big issue with blogger Sasha Exeter in 2020. Um, Now they're saying that this fashion stylist story might be the main element in this rumored documentary. Now, of Jessica has been the focus because of her deep history with Meghan, but others are not stepping forward. An insider claimed the group documentary would feature multiple voices united to tell one story against Markle. Reportedly, multiple streaming platforms have shown interest in the project, but Netflix might not chip in given the streamer's contract with the Sussexes. Okay, so and here and this is my take on these people who are coming out and talking about maybe doing a documentary about Meghan. And this is, I think, pivotal to Meghan and what she has done. Okay. Meghan has essentially brought all of this on herself by what she did to the royal family, by what she did to her father. Okay. Meghan has done to other people what now other people are looking to do to Meghan. Meghan had no business going on Oprah talking about the royal family. She had no business doing what she did to the royals. She had no business talking about the things in this Netflix docuseries that they did. Meghan has done things clearly with the intention of making money, but she never really counted on the people doing something similar to her. And I think it's a good lesson for Meghan. You know, I'm all about teachable moments. I'm all about learning from your mistakes. And I think it would be a good wake up call and a good, you know, point for Meghan to learn, hey, what you did to the royals, now it's going to happen to you. You're going to feel the brunt of what you caused in the past. So Meghan's hands are not clean by any stretch of the imagination. So for people that have things that they know about Meghan, bring out the truth. I would say talk about the things that have happened to you. Get it off of your chest. Allow it to be something where you create the narrative of what happened to you. Okay? Because Meghan, trust me, she has done it to the royal family. And she needs to understand that what she did is going to come back to bite her because you don't do that. And perhaps maybe she won't do it in the future because we all know. Come on now. We all know it's getting ready to happen with Harry. Harry, you getting ready to have the same thing happen to you as well because that marriage is on the rocks. I'm sorry. That marriage is getting ready to implode. So Meghan and Harry, you know, they've done a lot of bad to their families, a lot. And now Harry is looking to go back to the royal fold. And this is the last story that I'm going to uh, talk here with you about this split that we see coming and what this psychologist is actually saying. And first, I want to thank you, Carmen, for your super sticker. Thank you so very, very much, Carmen Rand. I appreciate it very much. Now, this story that has come out about pushing Meghan back to these suicidal thoughts that she once had. Okay, this we have to look at because this is a good argument. It's a very good argument for Meghan because, yeah, are you going to go back to the place that you had trauma? And then you have to ask yourself this very important question. Why is Harry talking about going back to the UK with the knowledge that his wife was traumatized with suicidal thoughts from what happened to her in the UK? Yeah. I mean, I'm giving a side eye to that. I'm like, yeah. Why would you even talk about going back to the United Kingdom considering what your wife went through, Harry? Is that not an eye-opening experience or feeling, not experience, but an eye-opening revelation that Harry is doing all this talk about going back to the UK? Doesn't he realize his wife was traumatized from those experiences in the UK? So let's look at this story, y'all. Let's look at this. Because this right here, is this the proof that we need of a split? I think it is, if anything, because no loving husband is going to entertain the idea of going back to a place of trauma for his wife that he loves. Oh, yeah. So, exclusive. Meghan Markle may be pushed back to suicidal thoughts by Prince Harry's royal reconciliation, psychologist warns. Oh, yes. So Meghan could face a relapse into the darkest period of her life if Harry succeeds in repairing ties with the royal family, a psychologist has warned, raising fears renewed exposure to the institution could push her back towards suicidal thoughts. Radar Online can reveal. The 44-year-old Duchess of Sussex has been living in California since stepping away from the royal duties in 2020, but her husband has made it clear that his desires to spend more time in Britain after years of estrangement from the firm. So, Harry, what are you saying? Prince Harry, what are you saying? Are you really thinking about your wife? I think not. Meghan fears royal rift could reopen old emotional wounds. So, last week, Harry returned to a 4-day visit to the UK, during which he reconnected with King Charles in a 54-minute meeting at Clarence House, their first substantial conversation in nearly 2 years. Now, the encounter has fueled speculation about a wider reconciliation with the monarchy, but sources say Markle feels threatened and triggered by Harry's reunion and plans to warm his his like a worm, I guess, his way back into the bosom of the royal family. So Harry's renewed closeness with his family has really unsettled Meghan, says the source. She confides that she fought to break free from that life and doesn't want to be pulled back. The worry is that stepping into royal circles again could reopen the scars that once drove her to the brink. Expert says Meghan could relive pain if royals reconcile. Markle has previously spoken out about her struggles. We now know in this infamous 2021 television interview with Oprah, she revealed while living as a working royal, she didn't want to be alive anymore and was refused help when she sought mental health support. So then you're going to have to go back, Meghan, and confront those people that denied you support. They denied you help in your darkest hours. How could you go back, Meghan? How could you, Harry, even think about going back? If you really want to still be with your wife, why would you even entertain this thought? Very, very revealing. Very revealing. So she also disclosed in court documents that she felt unprotected by the institution and silenced when pregnant with her son Archie, who is now 6. Psychologist Claire Deacon, who specializes in trauma, backed up our source by saying that Markle's past cannot be separated from any potential return for Harry to the royal family. It isn't erased by distance, and even years later, stepping back into a space that once felt emotionally unsafe can activate past fears, doubts, and protective behaviors. That she said. If reconciliation led to a return and increased UK presence, Meghan could understandably feel conflicted, torn between duty, identity, and the palace she's built since, and the peace she has built since. Okay. All right. So I just want to offer just once again to reiterate, if Harry is thinking about this, going back more, wanting his son Archie to go to school in the United Kingdom, do we all not see the conflict? See, Harry and Meghan can say or portray themselves as together as a happy union all they want before the world. You can put it on before the cameras all you want. But what is revealed in these news stories tells us everything. that you need to understand about an impending split. Does it make sense that Harry would want to go back considering his wife's trauma? If they were going to go back as a couple, I could see it. But it's only been Harry going back. It was only Harry who met with the king. Meghan could have brought her old butt if she wanted to, but she didn't. Why? Because that's where her trauma is. So why would Harry do that to her? Why would Harry not even acknowledge her on the stage when on what's on my ex account? Why wouldn't he acknowledge her? Why would he not give her some validation when she came up behind him? You see, Harry is doing things in a way that is giving away his intentions. It's giving away the current state of this marriage. You don't have to show us anything that makes us look like you're no longer wanting to be together. We can see it in the stories and things that are being talked about, that this marriage is on the brink, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense that Harry would entertain going back had Meghan had this kind of trauma in the royal fold. It's laughable. No, that's like almost like your husband taking you on a vacation to a place where you're taking you into the ocean where you got bit by a shark, and you're like, let's go back on that vacation again where you got bit by that shark, honey. Come on, honey, let's go there together. I'm going to go. So if he really were going to stay with her, wouldn't it make sense that he would bring her along to try to overcome this trauma, because they're going to do it together? No, Harry's going back by himself. He's not thinking about her. It's just Harry going now. Harry's going to try to get his life back without Meghan, just because of what we've seen him do. Okay? So the Sussex rift grows as Meghan resists Harry's homeland ties. Friends of the Sussexes say that the issue is particularly acute when it comes to their children. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. It makes it a little bit different when you got kids involved, doesn't it? There's a little bit more involved, wouldn't you say? A little bit more troublesome when you have these children involved. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Harry, you didn't quite think about what you were doing, did you? When you were on that freedom flight. Yeah, that freedom flight is coming back to bite you now, isn't it? Oh, Harry, you just didn't think it through quite well enough, did you, Harry? You just kind of just ran with it. You just kind of got bamboozled by a woman of the streets, we say. Oh, yes. Meghan has made it clear to friends that she'll go to any length to protect her children from the struggles she faced. Oh, yes, Meghan. Because I bet you love your children just as much as Harry loves his children too, huh? So Meghan is like, I'm going to protect my children from going through the trauma that I went through. And then Harry's talking about, well, I want my children to go to the school in the UK. I want them to have the experiences of royalty. Oh, really? You don't say, Harry and Meghan. You both want two different things for your children. And it's all in the news. It's all in the reporting. So you don't need photos to show problems. All you have to do is read between the lines and use your third eyeball to understand these two are conflicted. There are real problems coming. Oh, yeah, real problems. Now, just the thought of short trips back to the UK leaves her uneasy. She fears it could cost her the freedom she worked so hard to build in California. Harry, however, has not hidden his wish to reconnect with his homeland. He wants his children to grow up knowing their family in Britain, a source said. Harry has been clear that he'd like to spend far more time in Britain. You don't say, Harry. You don't say. Advisors believe he is quietly pressing behind the scenes for security insurances that would allow regular visits. Okay. Yet experts warn the reconciliation could come at a heavy cost for Markle. One shrink told us there's a real danger Harry's royal reunion could lead Meghan to slipping back into old patterns. She's worked hard to find her voice and restore her well being, and Harry's return to royal life could totally overturn that process or that progress with potentially catastrophic and deadly consequences for her mental health. Ah, my goodness. Harry, what are you talking about? You're going to ruin Meghan's future. You're going to traumatize her. You're going to ruin this woman and everything she's worked so hard to build. How could you do this to her, Harry? A senior palace aide added the king would welcome Harry spending more time here, but there is full awareness of Meghan's hesitation. Protecting her well being is a priority. So I could imagine the king saying, yeah, Meghan, I'm sorry. You can't bring yourself back, girlfriend, because we're going to protect you from the trauma you faced over here in Great Britain. Don't you dare come to England, girl. Don't you dare come because we want to protect you from the trauma you experienced. All right? So, lots of problems brewing. Lots of problems that a lot of people, I think, aren't really quite looking at when you look at the future of this couple. When you see certain things happening when they are together, when you see Harry alone in Great Britain, how he looks so much more happier, he's so much more jovial and back to the old Harry, so to speak, when he's not with her. You see, there's a lot that has been portrayed to us. So, Harry and Meghan, you can throw away the facade. You can kind of just come out and do the inevitable because we can see from your desires, your past, your wishes, your wants, Meghan's trauma. We know that this is a relationship that is going to sour because you want two very different things. You're no longer aligned in purpose. And that's what it is for Harry and Meghan at this point. And it came through on the stage when we look at what happened at the event at 1805 live uh, here. And I think when you watch this video, when you see what happened there, it confirms what we know. So we know this marriage is over and done and not going to last. And the real problem is going to be that of the children and their future with these two, because uh, Meghan is not going to allow it to happen. Okay, one second. Hold on. I just saw something from one of my members. Oh, there was something from one of my, oh, I missed it. Show it to us again, Pidana. What was it that you wanted me to show? Knocks on Macy's door. You guys are so funny. Yeah. So yeah, so that's just something that I see. I mean, the writing is on the wall. We see it before the whole world that they are no longer what they think they're showing us. Like Meghan and Harry, we know it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Okay. All right, everybody. So remember to like this live video. I just wanted to bring to y'all this week just some stories that were out about Jessica. Yeah, I believe Jessica is definitely going to say things about Meghan. We have to wait and see what she's getting for her deal to under. Oh, here he comes. Hi, Otis. Uh, uh, Say hi to everybody, Mr. Otis. Megan or Jessica is depending on what she gets for her book deal will reveal what she's going to reveal about Megan. Come on now. Okay, that's just going to be what it is for her. She's not going to get a book deal and not say anything about Megan. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to give Jessica Mulroney a multi-million-dollar book deal to say nothing about Megan. So Jessica, come out and say what you're going to do, girl, because guess what? You have every right to do it. Megan did it to you, and she did it to. Look at this, Otis. What you doing? What you doing, Otis? Look at this. Look at this hot mess, y'all. Look at this hot mess. Otis, what you doing? What you doing? Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. I think we will see what's going to happen. Just, they can say all they like. Jessica can say she's not going to say anything about Megan. Harry and Megan can come out and smile and laugh and show, oh, we still together. But guess what? We use the third eyeball. We can read between the lines. We see what's coming out in the news, and we can read between all of that to understand the real story. We don't need you to come out and tell us anything. We can just see from the stories that are coming out what is going on behind the scenes. Okay, we're not stupid. And we've lived a lot of life to understand human behavior. As I know y'all all around my age. We've been there, done that. Okay. I mean, I'm not in my 20s anymore, girlfriend. I'm not naive and stupid. I done lived some life. I get it. I get it. So we know what's coming. We know what's coming. Don't try to tell us one thing. Don't try to, pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I'm sorry. Okay. Like Judge Judy always says. So forget that. Okay. So like this video. I will see you all next Thursday on my live. And look at Mr. Otis just looking at me look, say hi, Otis. Say hi, Otis. Say hi, Otis. Yes, 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 yes. Say hi, Otis. Yes, say hi. Yes, say hi, Otis. Yes, 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 say hi. Let's say hi. Let's say hi. So I will all see you all next Thursday, and I will have a video out tomorrow. And make sure you make a like here. And thank you for being here. I love you all. I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for being here and support my channel. And I will see y'all next week. Okay. Have a good one. Cheerio. Bye bye.